Hi, this is Mel Battolini again. We're filming from Channel 12 on What's Cooking in East Rochester. And today we have a very special guest, Mike Siriano, who is going to do a different type of a dish. It's not Italian this time. He's going to do a Chinese dish for us. But I do want you to tell us a little bit about what you do when you're not cooking.
Well, I'm a project manager for electronic data systems out in Henrietta. And I just do some cooking on the side at home.
Not all the time?
No, not all the time.
Not all the time?
No, just Chinese every now and then.
Great. So I'm going to turn over my kitchen to you.
Okay.
And what is the name of the dish?
Well, we're doing a beef stir fry today, and with fried rice. And in the beef stir fry, we're going to have snow peas, carrots, scallions, celery. And with the fried rice, it's going to be a regular, small veggie fried rice with some green onions and peas and some bean sprouts.
Sounds delicious.
That's what we're going to be cooking.
Great. So I'll turn my kitchen over to you.
Okay, I'm just going to heat up the wok here, and we'll get ready to go. All right, now that we got the wok heated up, I'm going to go ahead and add the oil. And the first thing we're going to stir fry is, what I usually like to do is put all the food in order and put it in the order and cook it for whatever one takes the longest to cook first. Like the snow peas are going to take a while to cook. Then I go with the carrots, then the scallions, and then the celery. And because the celery takes the least amount of time to cook. So I'm going to go ahead and add a couple tablespoons of oil.
Did you do a little work here before you came on the scene, Mike? Or
yeah, I did a little bit of work at home.
Okay.
Right,
you
beforehand.
julienned the carrots.
A couple tablespoons of oil. And the wok is really hot right now. We just push it up here along the sides. Okay, now I'm going to do the snow peas first. Stick them in there. And there's really no secret to it. You just got to keep everything moving. Get it all coated.
Are you cooking for a big crowd, small crowd?
This is big. This is pretty big. This can feed 4 pretty good.
4?
Yeah, and you'll have a lot of leftover with it too for the next day or whatever. But this is about what I usually cook for our family.
So you have about how much?
There's probably a half a pound or so of snow peas, and I usually use 4 pretty good sized carrots, and we julienne them up, and a couple stalks of celery, and usually one bunch of scallions, and there's usually 7 or 8 scallions in a bunch, and I just cut them up and into about 1-inch sections there. So this is going to cook a little bit here. Okay, I'm going to add in the carrots, and I'll stir fry this for a little bit. The vegetables will come out, if everything works right, it'll come out crunchy.
Okay. That's
usually don't like to have them soggy and everything, but sometimes, you know, and the wok might be a little bit too hot and you're not moving it enough, it sometimes gets soft. That rarely burns because there's enough oil on here to keep everything coated.
Now, what kind of oil did you use?
Use peanut oil because it has a high smoke rate, which means it takes it a long time for it to burn. Regular oils like olive oil is a low smoke, which means that it takes less heat to get olive oil to burn. And peanut oil, usually you can get it pretty hot before it starts smoking up the house and everything. And we'll just keep going on this. And it's just a typical wok with a little wok spoon, and these are nice because it fits the side of the pan real nice when you're scraping down the sides. Just fits in there real nice.
So that wok is heated all the way around, right?
It's pretty much it's the hottest in the bottom and it's coolest at the top. And a lot of times when people stir fry, once they do their first part, they move everything up on the sides and then continue to cook in the center. I don't do that because I have a hard time. I'm not very coordinated when it comes to something like that. So
everybody has their own little secrets.
Now I'll add in the scallions. Cook them.
So that all these vegetables really have a different cooking time, and so you know in what sequence you should drop those in.
Right. The snow peas take the longest to cook, and it depends on what they look like. Sometimes you get snow peas that are very green, dark green, and pretty hard, and that means they're real fresh. A lot of times you can go to the store and buy some snow peas and they're real soft and mushy, and then you just cook them a little bit shorter amount of time. But these were pretty good snow peas today, so they usually go in first.
I know you did all your shopping, so everything was hand-picked.
Yep,
right?
Everything was. And what I usually do is, right about now, I get a snow pea and I just kind of see if I can cut it with this spoon. Oh yeah, doing very good, real good. Okay, now I'll get celery. And you just keep moving stuff around.
So actually the cooking itself doesn't take long, it's all the
preparation,
cutting, the preparation.
It depends. I don't mind preparing the food. I find that just as much fun as cooking, and preparing everything that's here is probably 2 hours to get everything ready, but you know, I take my time, and a lot of people stir fry because it's a real quick and easy way of cooking, but I just enjoy the whole, right from beginning to end, and preparing it and cooking it and of course eating it. Now once I'm done with the vegetables here, I'm going to take all this out of the wok and put it in this dish. And then I'm going to go ahead and cook the meat.
Are you going to do anything with these yet?
Yeah, that's going to go in the fried rice.
Oh.
Some of them are, not all of them. And then what we do is, this will be set off to the side while I cook the meat, and then we'll put this back into the wok with the meat. And it looks like it's just about ready to take out of here and put in here.
It smells delicious. Ah, the aroma. Everybody in the audience is going, We're all going to sample it pretty soon. I always have shy people in the audience that won't come up here, and I have a difficult time trying to find people to get in front of the camera. And that includes chefs too, so I'm really delighted that we finally nailed you for this. It took me about a year
I know, we
to
talked
get
about
you here.
this quite a bit.
So I'm really appreciative, and I know our viewers are going to too.
Okay.
Oh, that looks good.
Now I'm just going to add a little bit more oil, a couple tablespoons more of oil.
That's not going to trip my
Oh, I hope not.
smoke alarm, is it?
I hope not. Get rid of this little piece of scallion right here. Okay, now just throw the meat in. This is probably going to splash, so you might want to watch yourself. And what this is about 1 pound of top round roast.
Oh.
You can use any kind of meat you want. You want to use the leanest meat that you can use. Flank steak is very good. Any kind of sirloin is good, but you just want to make sure you trim all the fat off and everything. This was a good piece of meat I got today at the store. It was no fat at all on this.
Now, did you have the butcher cut this?
No, I did all this myself.
All that?
I get all the steak, and you just cut it into little pieces, and then you just maybe 1/8 of an inch wide and just a couple inches long. You shred it that way.
Now, for working people out there, such as yourself, can you do any of this the day before?
Yeah, all of this can be done the day before.
All of the slicing and cutting?
Matter of fact, you can always have the carrots. You can do up as many carrots as you want. Just keep them in a container full of water in the refrigerator and just grab out what you need. When you're ready to cook. You can cook for one person. You know, you don't really need a 1 pound piece of meat for one person. You can just use a few ounces. And we just get
You're going to thoroughly cook this beef?
The meat gets thoroughly cooked because once I throw the vegetables back in, I'm going to put my thickening sauce in there, which is Worcestershire sauce and soy sauce and a little bit of white cooking wine and some water.
Oh, it sounds good.
And the meat usually takes a little bit to cook. It's not, I've always tried to make it cook as fast as they do on TV, but for some reason they must have different kind of woks or something. I just can't get it to cook as fast as they do on TV. So it's going to cook a little bit here, and it's all, as you can see, it's almost brown all the way through, and it does cook kind of fast.
That smells good.
Yep, it smells pretty good. And we just get it going. And as you can see, it makes a little bit of juice of its own, and we use that also with the vegetables. It all gets blended in. And what's nice about stir frying, you're only when you actual stove work, you're only dirtying one pan. And
I would appreciate that because I hate to do pans.
yeah, these
I do
don't
have a
use
friend
any
in my
soap and
kitchen
water
that
on
does
these.
it.
When you do this, when you wash it, you just run it under hot water and just clean it off that way. You don't put any soap on the wok at all. Okay, so the meat looks like it's pretty good. It's splashing all over here, Melanie.
No, that's okay. I have somebody that comes in and does all my cleaning. You don't have to worry. You're not going to have to do dishes or anything today.
Oh, well, I'll do my dishes.
That's probably the only compensation you'll get for this show.
Okay, so this looks like it's just about done. We'll just let it cook for a second here. Get it nice and hot. Makes a lot of juice.
It does. Looks very juicy.
The flank steak is about the meat you're going to get that's about the tenderest. I couldn't find any today that were about a pound. They were all about 1.5 pounds or so, and I didn't want to get one that was that big. Okay, this meat is done. So what I'm going to do now, I'm going to just add these vegetables back in. And get them all mixed in. This is really very inexpensive too. I mean, you can feed a lot of, everybody in your family likes Chinese, this is, you can do all this for under $15. It comes out to, maybe $4 or so a person.
Actually, probably the most expensive is those fresh vegetables.
Yep.
We
Yep, the
find
vegetables,
today the vegetables are...
Yep, it's not really in season right now for this kind of vegetables. Okay, now what I'm going to do is I'm going to add in my sauce here, and all this is soy sauce, Worcestershire sauce, a little bit of that cooking wine, cornstarch, and about 1/2 cup of water. And what that does is it's going to thicken up real nice to make a nice little sauce out of that. And you have to keep everything moving here. Once I'm done with this, I'm going to take all this out and put it in that dish, and then I'm going to clean the wok out and real quick and do the fried rice. Eventually this is going to thicken up.
It doesn't take very long, I see.
No,
I
it
can
doesn't.
see it's thickening
it's
right
thickening
now.
up. Usually, you can see it starting getting saucy there in the middle. And I don't use any salt and pepper on this because the soy sauce is usually pretty salty, and that usually takes care of all the salt. And you just keep moving everything, and as you can see, it goes all over when I cook. I'm not real coordinated, and stuff gets splashed out all over the place. So, okay, this looks like it's about done. As you can see, it's got a nice coating of sauce on it now. And okay, once we add the vegetables back into the meat, Nellie, we just go ahead and add in the hot pepper. There's about a teaspoon of crushed hot pepper. And about 4 or 5 cloves of garlic. I like a lot of garlic when I cook. You can put the garlic in ahead of time. The garlic can actually go in any time you want, and the same with the hot pepper. In this case, I'm doing it at this point. And a lot of times, usually what I do with the hot pepper is when I got the oil heating up in the wok, I go ahead and put the hot pepper right into the oil, and then it just makes the oil that much, a little bit hotter. So that'll be it. That'll be it for this. We're all done. Let me just lower this down. And I'll throw it in here. And I'll just turn that right off.
That certainly looks delicious.
Well, it's different. It's different.
Gathered up every single bit of that sauce.
Yeah, get it all. It gets all attached. Even the meat and the sauce that I make gets mixed in with the meat juice, and it works kind of nice. Okay, so now I'm just going to clean this real quick.
Okay.
As soon as I get rid of these carrots here. Now for the rice, I'm going to put the burner back down to low, and use a little bit more oil in here. And then you move the oil around so it coats the sides.
And that again is still
hot.
It's still peanut oil.
This is still peanut oil. It's all.
Because I see another little bottle there you haven't used, but I'm waiting.
This is I'm going to be using that for the rice.
Okay.
Now, for the rice, you just have white rice. This is about 1.5 cups of cooked white rice, and as you can see, it just plops right out. And forgot to turn the stove back on. Just loosen up the rice.
Any particular rice that you use, or?
No, just a long grain white rice, and that's all I use. And just mix that up and break it up because it does get kind of hard.
Well, it's been sitting while we're waiting.
It's been sitting for a little while under the lights and everything. Okay, now I've got some chopped scallions. There's about 2 scallions in here. And just throw them right in there. Just mix all this up.
This is fried rice, so to speak,
We're
right?
getting there.
It's fried
It's
rice.
going to be when we're done, hopefully.
Okay.
I hope it is. I hope
Looks
it is.
good. I love scallions.
Yep, and it's and stir frying is nice because you can throw anything in here and stir fry it up. I mean, any kind of rice, white rice, and you can throw any kind of vegetables in here. Broccoli, anything. Now let's see. I'm going to add in a couple tablespoons of soy sauce. Oops. Messing up your floor, Millie.
Oh, no problem. Don't have to worry about that.
And the soy sauce is what gives it the brown color. Usually 2 tablespoons of soy sauce is usually enough. But you know, it depends on what you like. So we get these big clumps. We'll get these all broken up here. Okay, now I got some peas. I'm going to throw in some. Hopefully they're defrosted.
And the frozen peas.
Frozen peas.
Okay.
You can have peas and carrots. You can have anything you want. A lot of times you'll go to Chinese restaurants and you'll get egg. Bits of scrambled egg in there.
I have noticed that.
And I didn't do that for this. I just didn't really cook them today. And let's see what else I have. The bean sprouts will go in last. And we're almost done with this. And this ends up being about 2 cups of rice when you're done. And then you season it like you want. You can put, I usually use some black pepper, A lot of Chinese restaurants will use the white pepper. It's a little bit hotter, and you don't see the black in it. And you can use
Well, that's what I wanted.
sesame seed oil. Use just a couple drops of sesame seed oil, and a little bit of cooking wine, just a dab of cooking wine, just to give it some flavor. You can either do more or less, whatever you like.
I could smell that wine.
Okay, this rice is done. Now let me just, I'm just going to put this rice on this dish right here. Ouch, it's hot. And you're making a mess on your countertop.
Oh, don't worry about that. Looks good.
Okay. That's stir-fried beef with vegetables and fried rice. And just to finish this off, we'll get some more. What I got here is I diced up a scallion and just sprinkle that up on top, on the side. And then some bean sprouts for the rice.
Well, we have somebody in the wings waiting anxiously to taste this.
Come on in.
So we're going to have a
That's it.
tasting party here. Okay, I'm going to just get the plates for everyone. I'll have you do the honors.
Okay, sure.
That was absolutely delicious,
Thank
Mike.
you.
I want to thank you for coming on our show, and you get a great big kiss and a hug from me, and we hope to see you again
I hope to be here.
sometime. And that concludes our little cooking session for today. And thank you for watching. Bye-bye.
To appear as a guest on What's Cooking, or to obtain a copy of today's recipe, send a self-addressed stamped envelope to What's Cooking, in care of Melly Badalini, 610 South Washington Street, East Rochester, New York, 14445.